Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to another Ancient Empires faction overview. Today we're going to be looking at Massilia. I know a couple of people have asked about this faction and actually already had it queued up on my list, but it's actually a really good faction because I personally think it does a decent job at blending two different cultures. Of course, Massilia was originally a Greek colony over in the Gaulish territory, essentially, just a little bit west of the Italian, the Alps. And so this has always been a fascinating faction to me. I like them in Rome 2. I like them. I like how they played, and so it's good to see that the Ancient Empires guys have been doing this one justice. I feel there's not a ton of units in Massilia. I'm not gonna lie, but I still think that mix will make a really cool faction to play as on the campaign map. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. We have two such generals here. We have the Mozillian picked men. These are tier 2 spear infantry. They have a obviously not very high ammunition. Their ranged offense, however, is very good at 11. Missile range at 70 is pretty expected. Charge value at 4. A melee offense of 9 and a melee defense of 16 makes them spectacular spear infantry units. Armor value at 8 and a morale at 12 means they aren't going to rout too easily. Next up, we have the Massilian picked Cav. It's going to be tier 3 heavy melee Cav. These have a charge value of 8, melee offense of 7, melee defense of 10, and armor value of 9, and a morale value of 13. So, just two simple generals to pick from, no issues there. Down to spear infantry, we have Celtic bonded levies. These guys are going to be super basic tier 1 spear infantry. They're going to have charge value of 3, which really isn't that bad. Melee offense of 6, melee defense of 12, armor value at 5, and morale at 6 makes them pretty decent. Next up, we have Massilian Citizen Militia. These guys are only going to be slightly better than their counterparts, seeing an increase in melee offense, melee defense, and morale. Next up, though, we have Massilian Citizen Militia of the late period, which again, for the most part, just see an increase in melee offense, a decrease in melee defense, but an increase in morale. And then last but not least of the spear infantry, we have Massilian picked men. Tier 2 spear infantry, and these guys are of course going to be the same stats as these guys, so we've seen it before. They're going to make really good spear infantry units. Down onto melee, we have Mercenary Ligurian warriors. Now Liguria is just to the east of Massilia, so it makes sense that they would be mercenaries. Charge value of 4, armor offense of 11, melee defense, melee offense of 11. I thought I said armor. Melee defense of 12, armor value at 6, and a morale at 8 makes them pretty sweet units, especially for only 300 apiece. Next up, we have Mercenary Ligurian warbands. So instead of warriors, we have warbands, and these guys see a dramatic increase in everything. Charge value of 4, melee offense of 13, melee defense of 16, armor value at 11, and morale at 13 means these dudes will not rout for hardly anything. And then you have Mercenary Celtic warbands, which basically just see a higher charge value at the expense of melee offense and melee defense. Moving down to bow infantry, we have Celtic hunters. These guys are actually pretty decent. I like them a lot. They have ammunition of 23, which is pretty high. Ranged offense of 2, meaning they're not going to be very much. Missile range of 135, which is pretty good. Melee offense of 2, melee defense of 3, armor value at 5, and morale at 5. Basically means you're not going to want these guys to engage in melee combat unless it is completely to their advantage. Moving down to Slingers, we have Celtic Slingers, and these guys are actually going to be decently, significantly better than their bow counterparts. Ammunition is high at 30, ranged offense of 2, missile range of 240, melee offense of 4, melee defense of 9, armor value at 5, morale at 5 means they'll do okay in melee combat. Get down to skirmishers, we have Celtic Skirmishers. These guys have average ammunition, a pretty decent ranged offense, missile range of 70, charge value of 3, melee offense of 7, melee defense of 10, armor value at 7, and morale at 9 means these Celtic Skirmishers will do pretty decent in melee combat and should be used sparingly in the reserves is probably what I would do. Melee Cav, we have Mercenary Celtic Cavalry. These guys have a charge value of 8, melee offense of 8, melee defense of 13, armor value at 11, and a morale at 14. Makes them some pretty sweet heavy melee cav. And then you have your Massilian picked cav. Charge value of 8, melee offense of 7, melee defense of 10, armor value at 9, and a morale at 13. Two very solid, good units. So that is it for Massilia, and you guys know the drill. I'll see you on the battlefield. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are, the battle with Massilia. And I am very excited to see how these mixed rosters work very well with each other. Now, we've seen some Greek states mixed in with some Galatians, essentially. So it is good to see that we're not the only faction that does it, but these guys actually have them in their roster as something more than just mercenaries. So, we'll get right down to the army compositions, and we'll get right into the battle. Leading on the front line, we have 4 units of our Celtic Skirmishers. Looking at them, pretty sweet. Now, I don't have my debug camera on, and so it's a little different to see the game mechanics and how not being able to come back all the way. It's a little weird, but it works. On our front line, we have 3 units of Massilian picked men. Now these guys do look really cool. I like how these guys look a lot. It is good to see some nice proper Greeks in with these Celtic men. So they're going to hold my front line. And I got a little strategy going on to see how it works. I've actually split my army up into like 3 decent armies. So I've got 2 sets, and I got 2 versions of these 4 sets on each side. I've got cav as a backup and things of that nature. So we'll go ahead and just dive right on into it over here. Leading the front line on both sides, we have some Celtic bonded levies. I really just wanted to see how they looked and how well they do, and they look really, really cool. I really like how these Celts look. They look very, very nice. Lots of cool different designs. I'm really digging how they look. And then behind them, we have Mercenary, Ligurian war bands. So these guys are also going to be, they're actually a little more civilized. They're probably more of the Roman-esque, which makes sense. It's Liguria. And so they are going to have kind of the blended white Roman look mixed in with those shields, which look really good. So we have that on both sides, as you see there. Back behind here, we have 2 sets of these types. We have a picked Massilian picked cavalry, which do look really cool. I like that blue. I love the Massilians blue, always have. And then a unit of mercenary Celtic cav. And they're going to do that together just so we can show that people can be mixed together and it doesn't have to cause any issues. But other than that, and then last but not least, we have our Massilian picked cav general unit. Very nice, very nice. Now this battle will be a little more different because I do have to stay within the default camera mechanics. So if this battle is a little weird, I do apologize, but I will definitely get through. So let's go ahead and hit start battle. Now let's go here. We're just going to move everyone up. Get them off of that divot. And then we're going to move these guys. Yeah, I'm definitely not digging this not debug cam. We're going to move my general up as well. Hero. There we go. This guy's not attacking me. Taking their sweet time doing so. Now let's see. We have just over 6,800 men in this battle. So definitely not going to have to worry about lag, I don't think, unless we just get to some super heavy fighting. But I don't really see that happening. They're coming at me. They're just taking their sweet time. All of my skirmishers need to be on skirmish mode, by the way. Alright, let's go here. You guys go here. You guys go back there. I kind of do the same over here. Kind of freak them out just a little bit. And we're going to move these guys up. There we go. Move out of the way at the last second, but get caught. That's what I like to see. Why am I double time? Did not mean to hit that. Oh, and we have not been paying attention. We got routed by those Ligurian heavy horsemen. No worries, no worries. I'm not concerned. Yeah, something a little debuggy happened. So we're just going to go right on into here. I'm usually not one to charge in, but we'll charge in. Usually tend to be a little more defensive. But who needs defense when you've got offense, right? Alright, well, we'll just move right on into there. Let's go ahead and get our general into here to get after these Ligurian heavy horse. Then we'll charge in. Actually, we'll put those freemen behind there. Die, heavy horse, die! Squeeze in right there. You guys actually all doing really good right now. Go there. Go there. Go here. Fight over there. Brilliant. And now we'll do some slow-mos. Just to see how the battle looks up here. Oh yeah, look at those Celts. Look at them. Oh wow, that was deadly. Spear straight through the heart. See, that's just really cool. You have Celts fighting right alongside the Greeks. They're all equally just as amazing. Just depends on who gets the upper hand first. I like that though. Oh, that dude just got nastified. Oh look, guy has an arrow through. Oh, I thought he had an arrow through him. That's what it looked like to me. Yeah, and then we got guys over here, all wanting a piece of the pie. What about here? Sweet. Hit those guys in the back, hit those guys in the side. Charge. You go there. You hit those guys in the side. And we'll all be good. No, there's a lot going on right now. A lot. That's pretty cool. Very nice. Oh man, he is nasty. Really needs to get some good shots of people attacking other people. Oh man, just look at that battle animation. They're just going back and forth at each other. Epic. There you go. Just keep pounding on him, man. Keep pounding on him. It says we're not doing good at all. Kind of refuse to believe that, to be honest. Then we're going to get our heavy cav to come in behind there. Just going to get our heavy cav over here. We've routed those guys. Let's go after these guys. And then you get back here. We'll get our general to push on their Ligurian warriors. And then we'll hit them hard with a morale charge. See how well they like that, huh? There we go. Their general's routing, and this battle is quickly going to turn into our favor. Go after the archers. Yeah, we've already almost completely routed this entire side. Still saying we could lose. There we go. It's quickly becoming our favor. Very nice. What we got left? What we got left? Yeah, this debug cam, or this lack of a debug camera is killing me. Push. 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 Get him a nice charge. Feel that would be helpful. There we go. There's that troop. There's the last two, and that's the end of the battle. Fantastic. That was quick. But it worked well despite that nasty little debug camera. Alright, so we didn't do too shabby at all. Got 338 kills there, 358. Cav didn't do too bad, neither did our general. Overall, we didn't do too shabby at all. Ligurian Levy Freemen, some Ligurian warbands, and some Ligurian Heavy Horse. Those Heavy Horse did a number on us. But we ended up doing pretty well. So Massilia works very well as a mixed, culturized civilization, a mixed faction. And so, yeah, if you want to check them out, I think they'd definitely be worth it, especially in the campaign. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this faction overview. Sorry for the quick battle, but that's just how it works. I'll work on the debug camera again so we can get some of those big wider shots. And I said at one time that I hated that I could go underground and stuff like that, but it's just so nice to be able to command from a big, huge point and to get some really good screenshots in from being able to move around. Just seems worth it. So if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Be on the lookout for more Age and Empires content. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here. Peace!